Good afternoon and welcome to your own show Listen Up Girl. Today is a very special episode. क्या आपको किसी ने कभी कहा है you are a business owner or you're aspiring to become a business owner? Where are your creative juices? Or have people told you think out of the box man, ये idea तो पुराना है. Or you've been asked by a lot of people telling you ये idea ना चलेगा नहीं. If you are at one such place, then today's show is definitely for you. Today, we are going to be talking about how to generate idea for a profitable business. Not like any business, but we are here to talk about how to get profits for your business. I'm your host Nirupama, an employee to entrepreneur counselor and a healer. And with me today is a very special guest who is joining us from Mumbai. Let me call upon that guest and we are going to talk to you. And before I call that guest, I would want all of you to put in the chat section that which part of the country or which part of the world you are logging in from and what is it that you do. Please put it in the chat section that which part of the country are you logging in from and what is it that you do. Hey Sheetal, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm amazing. I'm feeling amazing with you
Awesome.
being around and our lovely audiences being around. Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome and good afternoon to you all.
Absolutely. The audience is feeling super amazed to be meeting you. Bipin Matthew says that's an interesting topic. So all of those who are joining us, please let us know आप कहाँ से join कर रहे हैं so that we know a little bit about you. Kannan Ravai says I'm joining in from Mumbai. Anna Joy is also joining us from Mumbai. So good to have you, Anna. So, Sheetal, as we are moving ahead, we always ask our guest to tell a little bit about themselves, for you to come here, for you to reach the place where you are today. I'm sure, it's been a journey. It's been, a number of things that made Sheetal the person that she is today. So I would want to know from you a little bit about your journey. Who are you as a person and, something that the audience gets to know about you. Yes.
That's a fabulous trip down the memory lane. You actually took me back almost 10 years from now.
Uh-huh.
Flashback. I
Right.
was working with this oil and gas consulting firm, a
Mm-hmm.
multinational giant, and I was thinking of starting something of my own. I was on the verge of leaving the job and
Right.
starting something of my own, like a very transitioning phase of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But I was determined. What I knew, the idea behind starting my business was very clear to me. Like I
Right.
was a trainer, coach, and OD specialist for an organization, for that particular organization. And I was
Mm-hmm.
serving about 300, 400 people over there. What I
Okay.
wanted, my idea was to be able to serve this entire world, globe, universe, whatsoever. Like I wanted to spread my wings and I wanted to expand my horizon. I wanted to from 200 to the infinity. That was the idea with which I started my business. And during that time, it was a decent job, a fairly paid job.
Sure.
Something in a Mumbai, people would call it as a luxury because it was just a stone throw from my house.
Yes,
Like you would
absolutely.
have to
People
take
are
two
traveling
steps.
in locals, I mean, for hours together, to be reaching from one place to another.
Absolutely. So it was just so very close to my house, and in Mumbai that's considered as a luxury because people travel so far of distances for their jobs. And most of the voices that came to me when I shared my idea of starting my own organization, my own company,
Right.
training business, most of
Mm-hmm.
the voices that I heard from outside were negative.
Okay.
Handful of people came forward who were encouraging, who were supportive, or who were like positive about the idea. But barely I could remember anyone, especially in my close circle, who were really positive about it, who really wanted me to go about it. But I
Sure.
think I was determined. I knew
Okay.
what I had to do. My idea was clear.
Mm-hmm.
My why was very much clear, and I just paid deaf ears to all of them, and
Of
I
course.
focused on asking myself like, what is it that I look forward to from being an entrepreneur? How will that
Absolutely.
set my rules, my norms, my values differently? And I just did it. So I
Lovely.
just attended that call to adventure, and I went ahead. And from that day to this day, I think my journey has been so very momentous,
Right.
adventurous, thrilling, happy. There has been so many struggles, but I think they have defined me to today who I am, who I stand
Wonderful.
by, what kind of values do I stand by and live by.
Hmm.
So I think it was completely worth it.
It is,
And I would
absolutely.
like to give this message to all out there. If you're on the verge of a transitioning worth, I think we can anytime go back to the job. We can anytime go back and have that same kind of a comfort job where we have the secured salary coming in every month.
Right.
But what's wrong in attempting? Like there
ट्राई
will
तो
be
करके
no
देखो.
yes, absolutely. I believe there are no failures
Of
because
course.
अगर failures होते तो then Thomas Edison and Kentucky Chicken Guy would have been the biggest ever failure because they say that they failed almost. Thomson says that he failed 500 times, and Kentucky says that he failed 500 times even before 1,000 times even before he could get his first break, his first
Yes,
order of his
absolutely.
recipe. So I think they were the biggest failure of the century, if there is anything called as failure. So failure is more of a learning, going back, asking what could have been done differently, and reiterations your way forward. Looking at
Lovely.
that. So
Beautiful.
really, guys, for me, the entire journey was filled with emotions, learnings, unlearning, relearning a lot of things. In my professional career, I did about more than 20 plus OD projects in the last 10 years straight
Lovely.
away. Some of them were huge, like long term, 1 year, 2 years. Some of them were
Hmm.
tiny, tiny, mini, mini. But everything gave me a lot of exposure and experience. And while I was going ahead in the path of OD, I realized
Hmm.
that the struggles that I have been leading and the way I'm learning from it, and probably I could help business entrepreneurs journey, and that's where business coaching started. That's where it was born. People started
Sure.
coming in because they started seeing that I am just climbing the ladder, maybe slowly, but I was taking some baby steps way forward ahead, and that's where people
Lovely.
started joining the gang, and that's how the business coach in me was born. And
Beautiful.
because I was into the training and coaching career, so I took up certain training
सो शीतल,
certifications
हम इस
across.
सबके बारे में बात करेंगे और आपके एक्सपीरियंस को थोड़ा थोड़ा लेके आएंगे. लेट्स जस्ट वेलकम द पीपल हु आर देयर. Kanan Raval from Mumbai, Anna Joyce from Mumbai, Bharat Solanki is again from Mumbai, Ganesh Parav has joined us from Mumbai, Anita Govind Raju has joined us from Hyderabad. So good to have you guys. So,
Hello, everyone. Hello, my dear friends.
Lovely. So good to see all your amazing friends here joining us and being a part of this amazing, amazing conversation. So, Mangal Shukla also has joined us from Mumbai.
Hi,
So,
Mangal. Mangal is my friend, and Mangal, good to see you here. Uh,
absolutely.
Ganesh, hello there. I'm
Hi,
glad that
Vandana. So
you.
good to have you. Awesome. So, Sheetal, we would want to take this journey a little ahead because you are, a complete package, doing OD projects, NLP, then business coaching, and there's a lot that we are looking forward to in this particular conversation. We basically would wind this conversation within the stipulated time, that we have kept for this entire discussion, and we want to respect all of your time. So, Sheetal, let's start with some of the questions. And people, I want to tell you, if you have any question with regard to your business, the theme today is how to generate idea for a profitable business. Please make sure that you're putting those questions in the comment section so that we can take all your questions, and the people who have the most interesting questions, you tend to win some amazing, amazing prizes, because we want to reward the action takers. We want to reward the people who are there with us throughout. So make sure that you are putting in your comments your questions so that we can just invite and participate all of you. So, Sheetal, let's start with the first question. A lot of times, especially the aspiring entrepreneurs who are coming, they have this particular thing in their mind that I want to land up in a venture as soon as possible, with little or no investment. So could you throw some light? How can people,
Mm.
land up in a venture like that?
Mm. That's a good question, Nirupama. The first thing that comes into that springs of our mind is, oh my God, when I want to start my business, there's a lots of investment that I'll have to put into. Like the money comes first, and where will I get that kind of a money?
Right.
So, few things that I would like our audiences to consider before making a decision is like when they start their own business, make sure that they have some savings set aside during this period when they are about to invest and reach that profitable stage, right?
Sure.
Even if they are not investing, but there would be times when they will not immediately, jump to the profits, right? So
Right.
have some savings set aside. That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is in today's world, I mean, in the world we are living, it's not very difficult to come up with a business idea
Sure.
where we can immediately start earning without having to pump in any kind of a bucks, like any kind of a investment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So generally, these ideas can come from these businesses can come through platforms like
Right.
YouTube. You start creating some videos, and whatever you talk about in those channels and those platforms should be associated to your business offering,
Understood.
something that is planned way forward. So let's say if you are wanting to start your foodpreneur business, like something in a food, probably you
Right.
can start talking about your recipes as a start, and that's where
Yes.
you can start earning. You can start your culinary classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
That will add audiences also, like that we create a base, that we create a platform for you all. That's the first step, in fact. And when you
Right.
already have platform where people are coming in and taking those bites, those insights, those knowledge, then probably when you have some kind of investment, you can go to the next stage of putting your idea, your offering, the offering that you have been thinking about into place. So the
Right.
first thing is you can think of platforms like YouTube and stuff like that. Influencer marketing, that's also something that you do not need to pump in immediately. You can start with
Sure.
what you have currently, whatever, using your superpowers, your strengths, and something that you are excellent at. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that's one important thing that you can just start without paying any kind of without putting any kind of a investment.
Investment.
To start low, right? If you have observed Nika, and why
Right.
she came up with this name, she interestingly says that, she always wanted to be a heroine of her life. Like she has
Yeah.
done jobs in various places, but she always felt that somewhere or the else, even being at the lead position, women were not always the lead. Like
Right.
she always felt that gender diversity in most of her career, and that's where
Right.
that led to her founding of her business idea,
Right.
Nika. Nika is about Nika, the heroine of her life. And when
Wow.
she started this venture initially, she just started, up with a platform. Like she used
Mm-hmm.
to just talk about what are the beauty products, what products are good for what kind of a skins. And she
Right.
started sharing knowledge. And then she started very low, like very basic, hardly a handful of products she started. And that's where that gave her a birth to the entire Nika, which is now doing great. And, I think
Absolutely.
was doing great in IPO listed last year, what I know.
Right.
So it was like about 6, 7 years of toiling hard and struggles and learning and relearning from her entire entrepreneurial journey. So I think the first thing that one can do to leverage from their business in terms of community, in terms of income, could be the platform. They can start sharing out their ideas and thoughts around whatever they are excited about.
Lovely, lovely. And I love the way, you have stressed about using free platforms like YouTube and actually start being a value giver, a knowledge giver out there. So, and I didn't know this interesting story about Nika that you just mentioned, Sheetal. So, for the people who are listening to us right now, I would want to know from you that which brand comes to your mind, whenever you think about a great business idea. Please put it in the chat section because we want you to participate throughout and also write a one liner. Why do you think that's an interesting idea? So, if you could talk about which brand comes to your mind when you think of an interesting idea, we are going to be sharing some amazing prizes with you. So please make sure that you let us know about your opinion as well. So now, Sheetal, we've understood the first thing, that how you can start with the low investment, how you can start with whatever you have, and then eventually, looking at
Yeah.
influencer marketing and maybe adding more capital to what you've already started with. Now, let me move to the next question. I would want to ask you a few trendy business ideas, because the kind of audience that we have, they are a mix of either they are early stage entrepreneurs or they are aspiring entrepreneurs. So we would want to know from you that, can you talk about some of the, great business ideas that you can actually get started with zero investment or low investment?
Yeah.
If you can talk about that. Yes.
Absolutely. I would actually, I generally like talking about, my examples comes from live examples. So I
Sure.
would like to talk about this gentleman. His name is Siddharth Bhargav, right?
Okay.
And he's the founder of Food Darzi. Now, Food Darzi says it all. It means curated food. But
Mm-hmm.
now his food is specialized for ketogenic diet. If you all
Mm-hmm.
remember, there was a fad about this ketogenic diet few years back, and
Absolutely.
even I was that enthusiast about ketogenic. Even I lost about 8-9 kgs in just 1.5 months time. So definitely the ketogenic diet is great because it gives you quick results, and someone who wants to participate in pageantry, Mr. Earth and stuff like that, I think that's an
Right.
ideal diet for them. So now most of the people, but it's very difficult to curate ketogenic meals because there are
Right.
only few products that are that we can use in ketogenic meals, right? And
Right.
that's where this idea was being founded. Originally, it was being founded by Dave Osprey. I mean, he was the one who was influenced by it, and he started talking about it, about the ketogenic thing. And
Right.
from there, a lot of influencers started talking. One of them was Siddharth Bhargava. He is a cancer survivor himself. He's a doctor as
Right.
well. And that's where he started talking about ketogenic. He started sharing ketogenic food also, like recipes on social media. And
Right.
the idea of, offering the ketogenic curated meals also came
Mm-hmm.
from the social media. Like
Lovely.
his handle was running successfully, and that's where he thought, because it's very difficult to cook such kind of a meals for most of the mothers and they don't do
Right.
it. So he
Absolutely.
just
And
thought,
if
let
they're
me make
working,
it
all the more
convenient.
difficult. Yes.
Yeah, so he said, let me make it convenient for the mothers. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where he started, delivering. He started cooking and delivering ketogenic meals. Now, these meals, if you check out his handles, they look yummy. They are
Mm-hmm.
presentable. They're colorful, and at the same time, They aid weight loss. Like I've seen people losing 20 kgs, 30 kgs, losing weight in just 2 months of time. And I've
Yeah.
got put through. So initially he started with just one handle, and that it was just social media sharing recipes. And then he
Right.
started his outlet in Mumbai. And it's more
Yeah.
of a cloud kitchen, I guess. And then
Mm.
now in all the metro cities you will find this particular offering. So isn't this
Mm-hmm.
creative? And when
Very
he started,
creative.
what was required? There was nothing. It just required. He needed few ingredients in the kitchen, which is already available, like cheese, tomatoes, paneer. Mainly ketogenic is a very fatty diet, and
Right.
these things are generally available in most of our kitchens. So he started from the kitchen to the outlet now, and he has so many followers, and people really thank him for this particular offering. And it's not very expensive; like people can easily afford it if they really want to lose weight or they are participating in any pageantry or competition like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is something very creative, unique, and something that solves the problem of our community, of their community.
Lovely.
People who want
Lovely.
to lose weight and want to look fit and confident, right? That's one thing that I could, cite as an example.
Sure.
There are lots of ideas which people can just start doing. Like, for example, people in LinkedIn, like, so it's very important in LinkedIn today nowadays that, you should have a personal brand. And
Okay.
entrepreneurs who really do not have time to, curate or write their own story or content, there are personal branders who help in, writing stories on behalf of our brand, on our image, and that's how they
Yes.
create our image. So personal branding when it comes to knowledge sharing or knowledge domain, that's one.
Right.
So that's very creative. You don't need any investment in the go. It's just that you
Right.
have to develop your craft of content writing. You have to find out your relevant client and start working for them. So I think
Lovely.
knowledge industry is something that you immediately do not have to invest. Going forward, you
Mm-hmm.
can understand your niche and then accordingly you put yourself through those certification programs. Once you start earning,
Of
that can
course.
happen side by side.
So you don't have to do
Um,
that in the beginning. You can keep upskilling yourself, as your company starts making money, essentially.
Absolutely, absolutely, Nirupama. So, what I'm trying, the message here is we can be creative. We just need to understand what industry we would like to cater to. When we
Mm-hmm.
dream in our dream world, in our wonderland, what comes first to our mind? Like, if I wasn't a trainer, then definitely I was a singer, and most people here know that.
We would want
My
you to
friends.
sing then. Guys, stay tuned. We'll have a song from Sheetal, towards the end. So you cannot miss this. This
Oh
I
my
this is
God, this
something.
is funny, Niru. But generally, wherever I deliver a training session, I end my sessions with singing or something like that. So, so I think nowadays there is this guy who's very famous. His name is what? His outlet's name is Jaywalking,
Okay.
and his t-shirts are all over the streets of Mumbai, including my husband is also wearing. His
Is it?
idea of fashion is streetwear. He comes up
Mm-hmm.
with nice loose t-shirts. There are nice some prints
Oversized.
on it.
Yes.
And he is a multifaceted personality wherein he's fashion designer, he is also a tattoo artist, and he's a rapper. There are lots of facets to his personality or his way of being, and it comes very
Lovely.
naturally. He's just 26 years old. So I think it's just we need to start somewhere. We need to take that
Absolutely.
call to adventure. We just need to put ourselves in that creative zones and ask
Mm-hmm.
ourselves in a very utopic world, in a very ideal world, if everything is possible, what would I
Right.
like to create in this world? What is my fantasy like?
Lovely, lovely. I love the last statement that you said, what is it that I would want to create in this world? And that one question, can actually start triggering those creative juices that we have.
Absolutely.
So
Right.
amazing. Let me just read some of the amazing comments that have come from the audience. Ruchi Saluja says Zibame is the brand that she is actually wanting to suggest because it is understanding women's needs.
Wow.
Bharat Solanki says Zerodha is the best idea as it has massive scale up in India, brings the market to our fingertips. Fantastic
Absolutely.
Yana says Pidilite, Mazboot Jod. They engaged well with the carpenters to promote their product and empower them through various training programs. Lovely. I'm loving it. The kind of replies that you people are giving. I'm super, super happy. And I can see a lot of people vouching for it that, yes, Sheetal is a great, great singer. I mean, so this actually calls for a song towards the end. But here I would want to take one of the questions from Vishali Nair. Vishali has asked us one question. Do you
Yeah.
have to go live when you make your YouTube videos? That's a question that Vishali has asked. We would want to know from you.
Do we want to go live?
Yes.
No, not necessarily. Be at your comfort. If you think you are great when you're live, if you're great when you're spontaneous, it's perfectly good to go ahead live. You can also go ahead with pre-recorded videos.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, live is preferred when you want to be present, when you want to show up, when you want to leverage on the audiences that are quickly available on the go, or probably you
Right.
want to address certain queries of your problem or you want to take a guest interview. That's where live makes sense. But if you want to share out knowledge, something that you behold, something is your strength or something that is a message to the world, you can have your pre-recorded videos uploaded on YouTube. You do not go all the time live. What is
Absolutely.
your experience of it, Nirupama? You have been also going live and both. So what
Yes.
would you do?
Of late, there's been a mixed trend. There are certain ways wherein I want things to be a little formatted, when I am giving knowledge, when I am actually talking on a specific topic.
Yeah.
So that's when I would want it a little formatted, well
Mhm.
researched and giving that kind of value to the audience. However, when I'm going live, it's more of a free flow state wherein, we are trying to understand that what it is the audience is looking for, answering their questions, and, building that connect with the community
True,
works
true.
really well when we are going live. And I would also want to talk about one more thing here. Nowadays there's also a trend wherein you don't need to show your face. You could be doing anything.
Um,
Let's say you're walking, or maybe you are going out with your child for a stroll, and you're capturing a beautiful scene, and with your voice at the back, with a voiceover around that, you can start shooting your own video. So this is a tip for all of those people who are getting started and who might just say, hey, I'm not very confident on camera, I don't look good on camera. So you can just get started like this. So, I mean, those are my 2 cents, Sheetal.
Amazing, amazing, Nirupama. I just love that part. I mean, there are various ways. Like, this is again an idea. You do not have to do what others are doing exactly
Yes,
as they are doing, what the trend
yes,
is going on. You can set a new trend. You can do something
absolutely.
differently. Do what gives you start. It's about starting and learning from that experience. It's not always about reaching somewhere. There's a destination attached to it. You will definitely reach somewhere.
Right,
Universe and life will make sure that you are somewhere, right? But
absolutely.
the idea is learning from that experience, from that idea, and recurating that idea. Lovely. I like that insight.
Awesome. So, Sheetal, before we move ahead, I have a question for the audience here. I would want to know from you, one of the business persons or an influencer, that you've been following off late, and you find that person very creative, or you find that, that person is really embodying their own style. So we would want to ask and know some of those things from you, audience, so that we know that whether you're enjoying this flavor, or you would want us to put some more spices and condiments and make this recipe a little more interesting. So please let us know one influencer, one business owner whose personality you feel it's very creative. You would really want to learn from that, and we would want to know your flavor. So, Sheetal, now I would want to move to the next question. And here we talk about the process of ideation. I mean, could you talk about that journey of ideation? And, let's say there is somebody who doesn't know anything about ideation. So,
Yeah.
how is it that the person can start exploring? How is it that the person can start thinking? If you can just talk a little bit.
Definitely, sure. So I'll touch on that particular part of ideation. It's a very creative process, actually, and we
Mm-hmm.
are all the time doing it. Guys, let me tell you, we all are ideating, right? Are you there, Nirupama?
Yes, I'm there. I'm just letting you have the full screen. That's all.
Okay, fine. Then it's cool. I just thought I lost you. So I just want to tell you all, guys, that we all are ideating. We all are in that creative states most of the times during the day. It's just that we are not paying attention to it. When I say we are not paying attention to it, that means we are in an unconscious zone. We are completely unconscious, right? We so for example, when we are doing repetitive tasks, right, that's where a lot of ideas come in. Throughout the
Mm-hmm.
day, we get about 60 up to 60,000 thoughts, and it differs upon person to person, depends upon what state they are in. And but up to 60,000 thoughts सबको आते हैं, उसमें से about 15 to 20% are our ideas. It's just that
Right.
we don't know it. Or probably we just snap out saying हाँ कुछ भी बोलती है, कुछ भी सोचती है, ये भी हो सकता है, right? We just snap out of it. And because we snap out of it, our mind, our body restricts it from ideation process.
Right.
So any which ways, unconsciously ideas humko aati hai. Like for example, when I'm taking a shower and when I'm going down for a walk, I generate a lot of ideas. Now when I generate ideas, I quickly send myself a mail.
Okay.
Mail रख देती हूँ और दूसरे दिन whenever when I start my day or any time during the day when I get time, I put that I put all those ideas during the day that I've collected in the previous day in my idea bank.
Okay.
So there is a place that I have curated for idea bank,
What is this
right?
idea bank,
Because whenever
Sheetal? We would want to know about that. This
yeah,
seems very interesting. What kind of a bank is this?
yeah. So ये idea bank में छोटे छोटे वीडियो के या ऑडियो के snippets हैं.
Okay.
These are my ideas. These are my ideas about business. These could be ideas about how do I really encourage my son to study and
Sure.
right? This could be also my way of dealing with any person, a difficult person, or anything under the sun, which is like an idea or a strategy to
Right.
me, right? So I always store them somewhere in the laptop. And whenever I have a free time during the week, I revisit those ideas. And if I feel that they are practicable and they need to be implemented, worked upon, I make it a point.
Sure.
So working upon is a conscious thought. sometimes these ideas I just unconsciously start following it.
Right.
Right? It just happens. We don't even know, and it is happening on the go, right? But the idea is whenever I get that idea, and generally my idea zones are, like I said, in the shower, when I'm going, like when I'm walking down.
Mm-hmm.
So ये दोनों टाइम पे मुझको ideas आते हैं. आप सबको भी आते होंगे. You just need to become more aware of when your ideas are stirring up, when they are coming on the top of you. कब आपको insights आ रहे हैं.
Mm-hmm.
It could be for some people, when they write, they get ideas. Some people, when they just wake up, they get some good bright ideas. अरे यार मैं आज ऐसा करूँगा.
Right.
जब हम बोलते हैं ना ये मैंने क्यों नहीं किया, जब that's an idea.
That's an idea.
That's a creative.
Yes.
Right? Now when you play further with it, that's where your creative juices are flowing.
Lovely.
Right? And I would like to share a framework which I have used and I've found it very much useful.
Mm-hmm.
This comes from Disney strategy.
Okay.
Now Disney, I'm sure everybody knows, उनके इतने सारे animated shows है, इतनी सारी movies है, and theme park है, right? So how could he come up with such kind of a fantasy line, such kind of a characters, amazing characters? In fact, he has collaborated a lot of times with Marvel also for the characterization part.
Yes.
How he could come up with that? So he has a simple framework. He gets into three role plays,
Okay.
rather, right, role plays. So the first character that he plays is of a dreamer. Like in that dreamer state of mind, he's just dreaming.
Okay.
He thinks of his utopic world, like what does my perfect world looks like? What am I doing in that? What exactly I'm doing about this particular area of life? Like how am I creating a movie? What kind of a story I'm projecting out there? What exactly are my characters like, right? So in this dream, when he's a dreamer, he's not thinking about restrictions.
Sure.
He's just flowing into fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
He closes his eyes and he visualizes everything. He visualizes every single detail of it because he's not holding himself back. He's able to get into the detailing part. He hear everything, and that's somehow makes him feel in a certain way.
Right.
And everybody, when we imagine, so it's just like, when we take ourselves back in one of the memories, we start feeling something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a similar way. When we visualize something, we start feeling something.
Of course.
So just become aware of feelings, because those feelings can be mechanics to our success.
Mm-hmm.
That's what will take us big, is what I think.
This is a very
So
big
the
sentence, those feelings can be mechanics to our success.
mechanic.
I really like this. You've said it in a flow, but then this is very profound. I would really want you to repeat that, and I would want all of you to make a note of that.
Okay, sure. So I said that be aware of your feelings because they can be a mechanics to success, a way forward, right?
Absolutely.
That has been to me because we all live for feelings. Why do we all want to be successful? Because we want to feel happy, we want to feel successful, we want to feel worthy. It's a feeling attached to whatever we want to
Of
achieve
course.
in our life.
Yes.
And so start with feeling. How are we going to feel? Because that's what will push us way forward. That's become the motivation and energy behind whatever we do.
Right.
Right. So dream. Put yourself in a wonderland. Put yourself in a fantasy. I am sure we all do that at night a lot of times, right? Just expand your horizon and think various aspects where you really want to develop.
Right.
The second is of a realist. Now this realist role play is more of a planner
Okay.
and organizer. This person will ask questions. Why would I like to do this?
Right.
My effective lifestyle. And it's always the way in which I understand business, guys, is not always problem solving. It's way
Right.
a little bit that I see that as a lifestyle upgrade. Now there are 5-star hotels
Okay.
available. Why are 5 stars available? We go to 5 stars because we want to feel elevated, the ambience and everything, right? So
That experience is different,
5 stars are not, yeah. So 5 star is not solving any kind of a problem, but it is giving us a lifestyle upgrade, right?
Yes.
So it's not always, it's okay if you are solving some kind of a problem, but if you can't find a problem, think of how are you upgrading somebody's or people's lifestyle? What upgrade are you giving them, right? So think of, when you are a realist, try to find out what is it that you're giving to your audiences, what value are you providing them, how are you changing their lifestyle, how are you impacting their lifestyle, really? What is the element that you are adding in their life that makes a difference? That makes a difference, right?
Right.
So think about all of those practical aspects, the objections that comes, and think yourself, you know, as if you have to propose this as a business idea. How would you come
Mm-hmm.
up with a plan? What is it that you are proposing? What are you giving? What are you delivering? What are you promising? How are you
Right.
committing to it? So now when you are as a planner, you will come up with something robust. You will start preparing the idea, you will start working out. And this process can be very much in the mind. Not necessarily you have to get into the document. But it's okay for some people, they
Mm-hmm.
need to get clear-cut idea in their mind. So it's okay
Right.
to be in mind. Right? But even if it is in mind, that is moving you inch forward. That is giving you a clarity of way forward that yes, why am I doing this? Right.
Right.
And the third step is being the critic. For example, be your own critic. Like, क्यों यार,
Mm-hmm.
क्यों करना है ये? What
Right.
will I get? What am I gaining? This gives you a clarity of your own intention. Are you wanting to earn
Mm-hmm.
money? What is it that you are helping with? Like, how are you elevating, like I said, audiences,
Right.
lifestyle? So mainly in a critic stage, you will understand what is required, what you already have, what you will have to work upon, what will you have to learn, how much you will have to invest, how you can start low, who you will
Sure.
connect with, right? So तुम्हारे objections यहाँ पे काफी clear हो जाएंगे कि क्यों, right? And so this is how generally I do my ideation process consciously. The
Uh-huh.
unconscious way, we are already doing it. And from that unconscious zone, we can bring it to this conscious zone, like the Disney framework,
Lovely.
putting into all three role plays that gives us the complete package that what are we going to offer? Why are we really offering? How will that add value to our audiences? And what's in it for them? What's in it for me? बस इतना भी किया तो भी काफी है.
I love the way you've created. I mean, you've actually brought this framework for all the audience out here. Guys, I would want to know from you out of these three, whether it is the dreamer, whether it is the realist, whether it is the critique. Where do you feel you fit in, and are you able to really put yourself in all these three roles? Please let me know in the chat section because like Sheetal said that we are unconsciously thinking of so many things in our mind, but the moment we start doing it consciously, we are elevating our business. You're not only elevating your lifestyle, but you're elevating your business to a whole another level. And Sheetal, this is a great way, and definitely after going from here, I am definitely going to practice this entire Disney framework, from being a dreamer to a realist, and then again being a critic and thinking in all different directions. So the audience right now, that in which space, do you find ideas coming to you? Like whenever Sheetal, I am doing my workouts, I find a lot of ideas coming to me then. Like the way Sheetal, you said that when you are actually going for a walk or in the shower, you get ideas. But let's understand from the audience also that where do they get their maximum ideas? Is it like when
That's
they
a
are
good question. I was about to ask the same. Good, good, good. Go on.
awesome. So people, please let us know in the chat section that when do you think, those set of ideas come. And today we are going to talk about how do you really tap into that creative zone. We'll figure out that how do you get into that mechanism when you not only get an idea for yourself, but you're also looking at validating that idea कि वो idea real में practical है या नहीं है. So you got to stay tuned till the very end because we are going to be bringing out some tangible strategies for you, wherein you would be understanding how to validate that idea, how to get into that creative zone and find out for yourself, that how can I generate more ideas like that because शीतल आइडियाज एक मसल की तरह है जितना आप ज्यादा उस मसल को यूज करोगे उतना ज्यादा आपके आइडियाज आएंगे और आज इस
Absolutely.
लाइफ का
Absolutely.
वही इंटेंशन है कि जो भी लोग देख रहे हैं और द पीपल हु आर वाचिंग द रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ दिस लाइफ they should be able to exercise that muscle in a much better way. So let me take you to the next question. And Mangal Shukla says, I get ideas into my dreamy phase. That's dreamer phase. That's wonderful. People, I would also want to
Fantastic.
know from you that, like when do you get your maximum ideas? Please let us know because if you participate, it's going to internalize. अगर आप just बैठ के कुछ और काम कर रहे हैं, then it's going to just get off your head. Okay, Sheetal, now my next question to you is that ideas are very vague sometimes. So,
Yeah.
how do we tap into the creative zones in order to get something unique yet valuable?
How do I tap into creative zones?
Yes.
That's a good question, Nirupama. So for me, so it's different for different people, right? Tapping into creativity. It's different for different people. For me, it happens when I am in a quiet place, first of all,
Okay.
right?
That's what Kirti has written in the
Generally,
chat section. That I get my ideas when I'm sitting at peace, when I'm peaceful, and I have a relaxed mind, and that's when I generate ideas.
absolutely. Yeah, like I said, it comes in a very
Yeah.
unconscious way. And
Yes.
for most people, when they are peaceful, when they are talking to themselves, when they are in their own zone, when they are paying attention to themselves unconsciously,
Yes.
that's where we get maximum ideas. It's true for me. I also get ideas when I'm watching Netflix.
Is it?
When I see something happening over there, I'm like, oh my God, even I can do this. Why haven't
Right.
I tried this? So
Right.
Netflix is another spot. One of the spot is when I'm, like I said, when I'm showering, I get ideas. So I have made it a habit the moment I come out of shower, I quickly, give myself an audio message, blah, 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 blah was the idea, and put it in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
idea bank. And generally, um, when I'm peaceful, when I'm being with myself. But there are other ways also where we can literally generate ideas. Like I said, getting into dreamer state. One of the other way is brainstorming. Like talk about some problem, or bring about a certain problem statement, and see what ideas come around from your team, from your friends, from people you are talking to. They are
Right.
actually ideas, even if they are stating it in a negative way. It's your
Yeah.
responsibility to bring it and make it positive by asking them a powerful question. So how we can still do it? What is the alternative? Can you think of some idea? Oh, that I know, but what can we do further about it?
Right.
Can't you think something differently? Right?
Right.
These are certain questions that will provoke other person and help you with some kind of a idea, some kind of a creativity. But definitely creativity enhances when you start paying attention to creativity. Like you really should be involved in a creative cycle. The way in
Right.
which I do is I regularly visit painting exhibitions because they're highly creative, and they stirs my mind and emotions in a way where I question myself that what have this guy done? What message is this guy trying to give? Look at the
Right.
colors and the bold strokes, how he has placed those glitters in that particular way. So I try to be in a creative cycle or a circle. The Instagram handles also that I am following, I
Yes.
always look at what differently they have done or how are they really creative.
And they're very
So
creative these days, Sheetal. I mean, I'm
mm,
amazed to see the creativity of people, at social media
absolutely.
channels like Instagram and
Yeah.
Snapchat. Yeah.
So yeah, so your knowledge increases when you start paying attention or focus to those areas. Your creativity will get enhanced when you pay attention to those, when you start following those. That's where you will start getting thoughts and you will start becoming creative. Creativity also comes when you are at peace with yourself. When you are stressed, creativity is on backseat.
Yes, absolutely. So, I am getting a huge takeaway from here that ultimately, if we have to get that creative part of us to come out, we need to find out ways to get ourselves in a more relaxed way, get ourselves to be at those places that give us more relaxation, or be with those kind of people wherein, those ideas get a chance to come on the surface. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
another takeaway, that I am getting from your discussion. So
Thank you.
this is really beautiful. I'll just read some of the things that people have to say. Let me just bring it on screen. Uh,
Sure.
Kirti Bajaj says, "Hi Nirupama and Sheetal. Just give me a moment. I'm going to bring it on screen."
Yeah, I can't read anything.
Yes. Hi Nirupma and Sheetal. I get ideas when I'm sitting at peace. I mean, a peaceful and a relaxed mind generates ideas. Now let's look at what
Absolutely.
Sapna has to say. Sapna says, when I'm driving, I get a lot of ideas. Some of them dissolve by the time I reach the destination. So Sapna, like the way Sheetal said that, you can actually put a voice note, to yourself, or something, which you can actually locate later. Maybe you can just park your car on the side and just quickly take a voice note to yourself. Why would you want to, follow the memory? It's always good to record that idea or voice, let's say record the voice in some way and put it somewhere rather than just waiting for the destination and then you find, oh my God, I'm not able to, find out what the idea is. Um,
Absolutely. Right. So there is also app available. Just, I would like to share.
yes,
Evernote is the app in which you can immediately record an idea. You can put a message, you can write it down, or probably you can just record a video or audio message, and that can be
yes.
a storage for you in the Evernote. You can use Evernote regularly. I'm not very much app savvy kind of a person. I am very much desi. मैं लिखती हूँ और लैपटॉप में स्टोर करती हूँ.
I understand.
That works for me, but feel free to explore. There are a lot of apps available in the market. One of them, Evernote.
Lovely, lovely. Vishali Nair says, I get new ideas in the morning zone of my exercises. That's very nice, Vishali. Uh,
Absolutely great.
Sapna is saying a great framework, Sheetal. The dreamer, realistic, and critique. That's a wonderful, wonderful framework.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys for all these amazing comments. And now I would want to know from you that are you guys maintaining an idea bank like Sheetal is doing? And if you intend to take this one takeaway from this entire session, building an idea bank for yourself, how do you want to do that? Are you a paper and pen person like me? You would want to take notes, or you would like to put it somewhere, like sometimes while I'm on the move I use Google Keep, I just put it out there, or would you want to create a separate Google Doc wherein you can put in your ideas? Please let us know in the chat section that how is it you are going to create your idea bank, because if you will declare here, what's going to happen is you're going to take action, and we want you guys to take action. It should not be just a lip service, that we are doing it here, and then eventually it's not benefiting any one of you. So let me just move to the next part. अब हमने आइडियाज जनरेट कर लिए शीतल, और खूब सारे आइडियाज भी सरफेस पे आ रहे हैं, but now we got to look at validating these ideas, how practical they are, how good they are. Is the market
Yeah.
wanting these ideas? Could you
Mhm.
talk some of the ways how do we validate these ideas?
Definitely, we can throw some light on around that particular point. So there is again a framework known as design thinking, which is being developed by John Kelly and IDEO. They are, great organization, and this particular framework is for the entire process of innovation, creativity, or product development. When I say
Mm-hmm.
product development, it's the entire business offering or the business opportunity that you are trying to create for the world out there, right? For your audiences. So
Right.
there are 5 steps in this, which includes everything, which is like wholesome. The first step
Mm-hmm.
is empathize. When I say
Okay.
empathize, just identify who are your prospective clients, right? And when you identify now, in at an initial stage, you might not be very clear of the niche that you are targeting, or you can go generic, you can Google.
Right.
It's okay कि थोड़े बहुत इधर उधर से भी आगे, but mainly empathize with your audiences, with your prospective clients, and
Mm-hmm.
understand what problems are they facing, what kind of a solutions are they looking for in the area that you're wanting to serve, food, content, knowledge, whatever area that you would like to serve, right? So
Right.
identify what are the challenges that they are facing, what solutions look like to them, or what could be an upgrade for them. Like I said, business could be also about upgrade, lifestyle change, right? So what is it that they are looking for? And
Mm-hmm.
map all those on the basis of seen, heard, and felt, right?
Okay.
You should be able to address all 3 aspects. VAK, like visual. What solution, the solution that they see should be in a form of what will they see, what will they hear, and what will they feel. Mainly the emotion part of it, like how are they wanting to feel with that kind of a solution, right?
Right.
With the solution that they are expecting. So, basis on that, document it. Again, like I said, documenting could be a rough process, it could be a fair process, formal, informal. I leave it up to you, the stage
Mm-hmm.
that you are in, right? Document it so that that gives you a clarity of, that will give you more of a research based understanding. You can
Sure.
also run surveys, you can have formal, informal feedback from your friends and other people, your target audiences, and understand what are they looking for. Basically here we are trying to understand their ideas, their feedback for it. Once you are through with this empathize, and why this stage is called empathize is because mainly it's about Unless you empathize, they will not be able to openly share their concerns, right? So you have to
Absolutely.
empathize with them. That's also one of the way to build connect, right? So
Right.
you have already, even before you're launching your product, you have already built the connect with them, right?
Sure.
That's the first step. The second step is define. Define means tell your problem. Like you should be able to tell my audiences are facing this problem. Like for example, when business coaching started, my I realized that one of the problem most entrepreneurs are facing is they start but they are not able to grow because they don't know how to do it. They stop.
Yes.
The only thing that they had to learn was to not to quit. Just keep going, learn from others, failures and successes. Keep learning. Learning was something that they somewhere stopped midway. And I think
Right.
that was one of the major problems that I was trying to solve through my business coaching and mentoring, right? So try
Right.
to define your problem. And that's where is the stage of solution. What may solution look like? What if I may? What
Right.
would that be like? And then your sentence of solution. What would
Sure.
that be like for my audiences to create blah 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 blah.
Right.
And the third step is ideate. Now, when you have a solution statement, be creative about how are you going to help them, how you're going to serve them, right? We have already discussed enough about ideation. So put that ideation process into place. And then the fourth stage is prototype. Now create your 3D model, right? अपना एक 3D मॉडल बनाओ किसी भी चीज का लर्निंग का जो भी 3D मॉडल एक प्रॉपर सर्विस बनाओ and launch it. The launch is for testing purpose. Now this testing phase will give you a lot of understanding about how you can reiterate your offering, reiterate your service, reiterate your engagement plan, change your
Sure.
platform. So ये testing phase में आपको बहुत सारे insights देंगे. Testing phase में just serve your inner circle first of all and see how it goes, right?
Right.
थोड़ा inner के बाहर जाओ. So keep expanding. This way you will get feedback and know कि कहाँ पे changes लाने हैं. You will also create good testimonials. You will also be able to understand the quality, and that will also give you that conviction, that belief, to expand or not to expand. If you feel that
Right.
you cannot expand as of now, hang on in that stage. कोई problem नहीं है, कोई घाई नहीं है. We have all the time.
Right.
We have all the time. People just create that kind of urgency everywhere that everything is changing in 5 years and ये business is relevant नहीं रहेंगे. I completely don't accept that.
Right.
आज भी 10 साल पहले भी सिक्स सिग्मा था, आज भी है. आज भी मैं लीन implement करवा रही हूँ, right? So everything that was there, it is still there. You will have audiences all the time. So it's okay to be slow, but mainly focus on how will you give quality services, and in that, how will you create a profound experience for yourself? Because if you are enjoying that journey, you will keep doing that. If you're not
Right.
enjoying that, you will quit, and then you will have your own challenges, like there will be a lack of self-worth because we tie financial success ultimately to our self-worth. We start ourselves questioning and we start addressing the same in the society. So don't attach all of this to your self-worth. You are great the way you are. Even having started or have thought this idea makes you great and
Many people are
unique.
not even doing that, Sheetal. आपने एटलीस्ट सोचा, स्टार्ट किया, टेस्ट कर रहे हो, you are at that stage. Many people are still sitting back and doing nothing. So just have a
Yeah,
pat on your back and say, hey, you're doing good.
yeah. That's what I would like to say is just start somewhere and keep going. It's okay to, take small steps like a baby. It's okay to crawl. It's okay to walk if you cannot run, but keep going somewhere and test your product. That's where you will get a conviction. If you really want to go to that next stage, you want to hang on, you want to make changes, you want to reiterate, you want to change your product and a little bit here and there, that will give you a lot of idea. Even before you start all of this process, empathize phase will give you a lot of information and learning. Somebody who
Beautiful.
is in a similar industry, connect with them, understand from them their journey and their struggles. If required, pay some money. Don't expect everything for free.
Of
I
course.
am a firm believer of whatever energy you give out there is what you are going to attract. I never
Yes.
do anything. I never ask anybody for any kind of a favor. And if at all somebody pays me a favor, I also mindfully return it back in some way or the other way, right?
Beautiful.
So I believe that if required, वहाँ invest करो, knowledge gain करो. अगर आपको लगता है ये possible नहीं है, कोई problem नहीं है, पैसे waste नहीं जाते हैं, there is always a learning. You can help other
Huh.
people learn. right?
And you know
So
क्या नहीं काम करता और क्या मुझे नहीं करना है आगे. So that's a great lesson that you
absolutely,
get.
that will give you an idea. That will only give you an idea. Is it possible at this point of now? कितना investment उन्होंने किया है? उनके mistake से आप कुछ नया creative service drive कर सकते हो.
Mm-hmm.
Above all, one of the most important question is ask your gut, touch your gut literally, and ask yourself, do you really want to do this? Are you going to
Yeah.
enjoy doing this? Don't do this because others are saying, others are doing, you look people doing on their own every day. It's
Right.
completely fine to stick to your job if you're enjoying that as well.
Absolutely.
Do it
Wherever you are, you should be
because
happy.
yeah, yeah. Do it because you have something to give out there for as an entrepreneur. It should be a service, right? So do it if you are able to connect with that product, with that idea, it has benefited you to some extent, and that's how you would like to offer it to the world and live that message for the world. I would rather say it that way.
Amazing, amazing. I love the entire conversation, Heetal, and people, all those who have missed certain points, I would want you to watch the recording of this part because Sheetal has given you an entire framework, to validate your product and start using it in the right way. I mean, whatever you've said in a few minutes, Sheetal, people take it years to understand this entire flow, to understand that what is the sequence. So we are so glad to
Absolutely.
get these nuggets of gold from you. And like you said, Sheetal, a lot of times we tend to follow others or we tend to find people riding on a trend. ये
Yes.
ट्रेंड चल रहा है, एआई चल रहा है, अभी डिजिटल मार्केटिंग चल रहा है, let me just start a business of this. So, like when ChatGPT came, I used to
Yeah.
find n number of ads, on the internet, which where
Yeah.
people used to say everybody is teaching ChatGPT and other things. So I would want to know from you that many times people want to ride on a trend, and then there is this whole choice of doing something that you are good at. So how do we decide between the two?
So that's again a fantastic question for this era, particularly when we look at others and when we want to do it. The first thing that comes to my mind is ask yourself why you want to do it. If
Mm-hmm.
you want to earn money and if you feel that by doing this, I would be able to easily earn money at that point of time, if money is important and if you feel by doing that, you will get money, then definitely go ahead with whatever makes you feel comfortable while aligning with the objectives that you have, maybe earning money or XYZ, whatever it is.
Mm.
But the generally I always whenever an entrepreneur come to me or somebody who wants to start their own business, the first question that I always ask them is what is it that you're passionate about, right? I try to understand their strengths. I try to understand what is their interest, like where their interest lies. Because
Right.
if they do something that they are excited about, that they love to do, things will come naturally to them and they would not want to leave that. Like they'll stick to it, right? That becomes a part of who they are. Their business becomes a part of who they are. That becomes a message to them and to the world out there, like I said. So definitely I would go for first option, but
Yeah.
I am a flexible person and I always say whatever works. If at that point of time, if you feel that you want to earn money, you want to have some more followers, and probably this business is going to give you followers, which is aligned to the idea of the other business, it's completely fine. Like for example, when I started my training and coaching business, I started with recruitments. What
Right.
I believed was people would not definitely immediately give me the training contracts, but
Sure.
recruitment contracts people give us immediately because they
Right.
do not have to pay immediately. They only pay when we place candidates in the
Yes.
organization after they have survived almost a month, right? And that's how I started. I started with recruitment. I did few closures. While the closures was happening, I used to make connect and connections with the HRs. And that's where I
Mm-hmm.
used to talk about what all training sessions I could deliver and how it can make difference to their organization. So
Lovely.
whatever works, it could be strategy, it's perfectly fine. If it
Do
is,
what
if
works
it
for
is,
you as a
yeah,
person.
yeah,
Lovely.
yeah.
So it's been an hour, Sheetal, that we've been talking and we've got such great insights from you. Now, because of the time, we're wanting to bring this to an end. So we would really want your final message to the entrepreneurs or the aspiring entrepreneurs who are listening to your show. So, what is your final message? And we always want our guests to end the show with a favorite one-liner. So we would want to know from that.
Hmm. I would like to call this off by saying, dare you take that call to adventure. I dare you to take that call to adventure because there is no failures, there's only learnings, right?
Lovely.
So whatever you want to do it's entrepreneurship, it's solopreneurship, it's anything under the sun. Just do it. Take that call to adventure. If that's something that you have been thinking about and it connects you here, it opens up your heart center, then go for it. Don't wait for anybody's validation, encouragement, that support or that push, because you were that for yourself. I was that for myself. Like I said, when I started back, there was
Right.
no support. Everybody was like, "Are you foolish?" I still remember those comments. Still bring years. Are you foolish? I was like, "Yeah,
Right.
I am interested
And
in
I'm
being
okay
foolish.
to be foolish. Yes,
I am
absolutely.
okay. I'm enjoying that way." And really, guys, so take that call to adventure.
Lovely.
That's my final call. Thank
Amazing.
you very
I
much, everybody, for being there and for making this entire session so much more insightful, bringing the best out of me. I think Nirupama, I would like to say a few words about you. I have been interacting with Nirupama a couple of times, and I understand that this lady has this art of bringing the best from other people out there. Like, really, there it takes something to bring the best from other people. I have met so many people out there, and they most of the time it's not always their idea to bring the best from other people. Their idea is to show how best they are. But I think Nirupama is finally doing this. She brings out the best parts and the best of insights from other people out there. It's art, and definitely I would like to learn that from her. Thank
thank
you,
you.
Nirupama, for being such a wonderful, beautiful, amazing host, and really had a very good time reflecting back on my journey. Thank you.
The
Grateful.
pleasure is all mine. And I would say, Sheetal, that you're able to see what's there inside of you. Thank you for such amazing, uh, words of wisdom. And thank you for, bringing out this part in such a beautiful way. I mean, I could see the flow with which, you were talking about. It was coming all from experience. It was coming from a lot of work onto yourself. So I'm
Yeah.
so happy to have you today. And let's not forget the people who have participated with us. I would want to announce the three lucky winners here. So the first lucky winner that I would want to call upon is Vaishali Nair. Let's congratulate Vaishali. We are so good to have you, Vaishali. And the second lucky winner that we have is Sapna S. Gujral. So good to have you, Sapna. And the third lucky winner is Kirti Bajaj Tandon. So good to have you, Kirti. So please make sure that you write to me on LinkedIn and you can collect your prizes from us. So all the very best. We are going to see you next week on the same show wherein we are going to talk about the strategy for business development. Till then, please take care and I'll see you on the other side. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.